Welcome back, everybody. I know I'm a little bit later on the Aquatope upload this week, but I did say that if it wasn't Friday, it would be Saturday. So let me get right down to business. I do have other content planned besides the weekly Aquatope uploads. I do have more content coming. It's on the way, and probably by the end of next week, you should start seeing some of that. Next up, we are on that road to 1K subscribers by the time Anime Expo rolls around next summer, which is probably going to be sometime in July, and we're on the road to 250 subs by the end of this year. If we can get really close or break the 1K subs by the time Anime Expo rolls around next summer, I will cosplay the entire cosplay as the Inori Yuzuriha. I will record the best moments and reactions, and I will upload that as a whole video on here. So if you're excited for what's to come and you want to see me cosplay, and I guess that be my face reveal, then I need you guys to absolutely destroy the subscribe button. And finally, I will be making this channel anime-only content, and as for gaming stuff, that will be on a second channel. Nothing of that is going to change. The editing will stay the same and all of that great stuff, playthroughs, etc, etc. So that will be coming around the 180 to 200 subscribers mark. Once we hit the 200 mark, I will be making a Patreon where you can support me directly from there. That's enough out of me for the intro for this week, so let's get on with episode 7, review of Aquatope on the Whitesand. There's a recurring trend I've noticed with Aquatope so far, but I like it. Every anime has its side characters, Aquatope being no exception to that rule. However, we're getting episodes that seem to be specifically focused on one character or another, and having this episode being Kuuya's, I liked that. Last week we had Udon-chan, and this week it's Kuuya. The fact that these characters are not just being written off is very welcome. Each of them are very important to Gama and is quite apparent. Furthermore, having a break from the regular grind of work was an important message that I think episode 7 conveyed very well this week. Although things are beginning to show signs of change, whether it's good or bad, we'll have to see. So my initial thoughts and impressions for this week: to be fair, I was not sure what to expect this week. Episodes 5 and 6 were fairly predictable, at least the climax and main plot points anyways. Episode 7 took me by surprise a little bit though. I wasn't expecting to get anything about Kuuya, but having that insight into his past was vital to helping build the notion that Gama cannot close down. Anyways, we all knew a beach episode was coming eventually, and seeing Fuuka as modest as she was and concerned about fitting in seemed like a regression in the progress she's made in the time that she's been at Gama. But she does rebound fairly quickly. Likewise, this episode definitely threw a couple hidden little themes in the mix, but they were not too hard to spot. The work-life balance theme being one of the more prominent themes of the episode. Kukuru's Gramps understands that there has to be a certain balance so that everyone can operate to their fullest potential. But Kukuru herself really doesn't seem to understand that. Her love for Gama is deeper than the ocean, but I really feel like if she wants to just 90 to nothing everything, it's going to backfire. Okay, so moving on to Fuuka. Fuuka is always after my opening and initial thoughts, even though I just finished the last section talking about Kukuru, but we will get there in just a minute. Fuuka's popularity follows her like a shadow. No matter what you do, you can't shake it because it's part of you. She's pretty, is a former idol, and has great manners. Of course, everybody loves her and knows her. I can't yet tell if her popularity is going to end up having an adverse effect on the anime or not, but when you think about it, her popularity could mean greater awareness of the aquarium, and therefore the aquarium receives more popularity and more growth. A few episodes ago, we had a little Fuuka and Kai moment. Now, Kai's little sister wants him to marry Fuuka. A little young still, but you understand what she was trying to convey. Yet, Kukuru clings to Fuuka like Fuuka clung to her now. Right now, it's nearly impossible to determine where these relationships will go, but that's best left for later. So obviously, Fuuka means just as much to everyone at Gama as the wildlife does. However, like I mentioned earlier, the insecurity she feels when she's showing off her two-piece swimsuit almost seems like a kind of regression in Fuuka's character. She wants to fit in with everyone else, but still doesn't have the lay of the land that she should. The Okononwan sun is going to be pretty harsh in the summer, so Fuuka's desire to want to fit in and be part of the crowd instead of being someone unique and her own person really does not fit her character very well. Normally this would be the kind of thing that kind of plagues a character, but not for Fuuka really. She goes right back to being herself during the barbecue and even asks about Kuuya, seeing as he's drunk on the beach. Finally, the fact that it's already August and the new school term starts the following month, Fuuka has yet to decide what she will do if she decides to stay in Okinawa. This tinge of uncertainty and self-doubt is what's really holding her back, I feel. Okay, so now for Kukuru. Kukuru has shown continual growth over the last 6 weeks now, but this week's episode gave a similar vibe to Fuuka. Small setbacks and a little bit unprepared. All Kukuru wants to do is just work and work and work, and I get that to an extent, but there comes a point you're working too much. And that's just the thing. She's so focused on saving Gama that she has completely overlooked her duties in regards to treating her staff properly. It's not that she's doing a bad job. her love for Gama Gama is what's really putting life back into the place. But when Kuuya mentioned he had not had a day off in a while, it was apparent Kukuru needed a day off too. Furthermore, when she hears her Grams talking about the possible closure of the aquarium at the end of the month with Kuuya, she just kind of shuts down, but in some ways, I think it made her more determined. With that knowledge and the support from Fuuka, I believe Kukuru can pull this off though. A lot hinges upon whether or not the aquarium stays open, but Kukuru was strong-willed, and her determination will pull her through. Finally, I'm going to be bundling in the relationships and world-building part of this review with Kuuya section this episode. I think you can see how the incorporation of Kuuya and Udon-chan last week is really helping to build the world around Gama Gama. So, like Udon-chan last week, Kuuya seemed to be more the focus for this week's episode. This whole time, he's just been the quiet, shy guy who we really don't get to see in action a lot of the time. This week changed that, and seeing just how much of an asset he is to Gama Gama was really eye-opening. His knowledge of the marine life is incredible, but his determination towards the aquarium is what really amazed me. He always feels a little bit out of place with all of the female staff, and Fuuka being a new addition to the team, but this episode was a great first step towards him breaking out of his shell and really opening up to everyone around him. He always comes off as rather apathetic, but that's definitely not it at all. His love and desire to keep Gama Gama open is just what Kukuru needs. While Kuuya is still kind of a supporting character, his role is just as important as everyone else's is. If Gama Gama is to survive the summer without being shut down, Kuuya will be a large part of what is to come, in regards to saving the aquarium. It doesn't take an overly empathic person to understand that, and it's clear that Kuuya gets it. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode review of episode 7 of Aquatope on the White Sand. As always, I'm always trying to upload on Fridays, but if I do not hit the Friday timeline, the review will always be up on Saturday. I'm gonna go ahead and close things out here, but I'm excited for episode 8 next week, and I'm excited to see where the rest of the anime takes us from here. So make sure you're caught up by at least next Friday if you are watching these weekly, and I will see you guys next week. Peace.